If you are not, I don't know what to say now because you cannot get a cardigan around here. But then you're welcome, everyone, to the day one edition of Leverage 6.0. And I'm Chioma Atia. Yes, I think that should get more, like, it should be more resounding, right? All right, so you all are welcome, and thank you very much for coming early. And we're going to start now, but then there's going to be like a connect and link. I see that some of you here are just with your friends. You are not meeting anybody, you are not talking to anybody. So now I would like you to meet somebody. Like if you are still scared, if you feel COVID is still real and fast spreading, as they say, you can just give someone an elbow bump or something if you don't want to shake the person's hand. So please meet somebody, get to know who the person is. And when I say that, don't go and say, hello, good evening, what's your name? My name is this person. Like real introduction. Get to know the person's favorite colors. Ask the person if the person knows anybody here. Ask the person if the person is an entrepreneur. Ask real questions, please. Nigerians need to understand that introduction is not all about name and favorite colors. So please do that now. Get to meet somebody because I'm going to come round and I'm going to ask who you met and I'm going to ask deep questions. Meet somebody and ask deep questions. So please just get to do that. Music again, please. Let them do the introduction. Meet somebody, please. Meet somebody. You can stand up or go to the back, come to the front, go to your sides. Meet somebody. All right then. Okay, so are you done connecting with somebody? Are you sure you connected? I didn't hear noise because all of these kind of linkages come with a lot of noise. Plenty of people saying, hello, what's your name? And I should be hearing that, but I didn't hear that. So now I'm going to go around. All right, so let me start. Where do I start from now? To my left or right? Let me start from here. So I would like to know who you met, what you got to know about the person, and any other information at all you got from the person.
I met Gloria.
This is the kind of meeting I don't like. I said stand up, go to the back or come to the front. I don't like the meeting. If you tell me you met her now, you didn't meet her. That is just it. So you just turned and then you met her, but just still tell me what you got to know about her.
Okay, so she's a freelancer, a content creator.
Okay.
Yeah.
What else? You didn't even tell me her name.
She's Gloria. Gloria.
Okay.
Gloria.
Just Gloria. Your name is only Gloria. I don't have a surname. Oh, you didn't tell him. All right, so so that I don't take so much time, let me just be meeting one person from each row. Hello. Good evening.
Evening. Okay. I met Abraham.
Sorry, I'll have to leave you. You didn't meet Abraham because you and Abraham are together, so it's almost like you didn't meet him. I saw you being here alone, so who did you meet?
Actually, I came late. I'm just coming.
Okay, so who did you meet?
I met Chioma.
Who is Chioma?
Chioma is the presenter of the program.
Tell us everything you got to know about Chioma.
Chioma is a presenter. She does the talking and all that, just like she's doing right now.
I don't know if I'd take that as a compliment. What is Chioma's favorite colors?
The thing she's putting on, black and what's this color?
Do you know what he's trying to do here? I told him that I'm wearing my two favorite colors, this and this. And then he assumed I meant this and this. So this is like, oh my goodness. Let me just move on. Okay. So, okay. You people are still meeting. I'll come back. This your meeting is like a different level of meeting. Please, I'm here now. What's your name? And tell me who you met and all that you got to know about the person you met.
Okay, I'm Jennifer. I met Samuel from Oyo State.
You didn't meet him, but I just allowed you to talk because you're a girl. I didn't allow him to talk. Let me just meet one more person here and then we start. All right, so you. Tell me your name and who you met and all you got to know about the person you met.
My name is Caleb. I met Jonah. Jonah is an engineer. I met Jonah. Jonah, yeah. Jonah.
So Jonah, what did you get to know about him?
I know he's an agripreneur.
Wait, is he your friend? Because the way you are touching him and you're saying, I met him and he's an agro something, something. If you did not just meet him, will you be touching him like that? Oh, you just bonded. It's so weird to see guys bonding like that. Okay, so those of you that are still meeting, I think it's okay already. Because which kind of meeting are you meeting since that time that you have not finished meeting? So, all right. So I don't really like the way you all are seated down. I know the ushers have done a very good job trying to say that you should move forward, but I'll still appreciate it if those people at the back move a bit forward. Please, can we do that now in a very civilized way, please? Let's move forward. I'm not seeing anything happening. Yes, thank you very much. Please move forward and more forward. Okay, so I'm being told to tell you that you can help share the link to these events, or you can check it out on all their social media platforms at New Covenant Church, Jos. Please, don't forget to add the Jos to it because there are plenty New Covenant churches. So please add the Jos to it. And so please, you can also help to share it so that people that are not here at the moment can also get something from this program today. And so we are going to be starting in no time. Okay. Please, those of you here, can you still move forward? I still feel like there are gaps. Please move forward. Okay. Okay, then. All right, so you're welcome again to the day one edition of Leverage 6.0. So please put your hands together for that. And I'd also like to know who has been here before. I mean, for Leverage. If you've been here for Leverage 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, can you raise your hands up? You've been consistent, like 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5? Oh, wow. Please put your hands together for him. I think just you. All right. Who has attended anyone, even if you've been attending haphazardly? Maybe you attended 1, you attended 5, and like that. Oh, okay. Please, let's put our hands together for them. They've tried. And so if you are just coming here for the first time, please, can you raise your hands up? Okay, now in our full ground. You're welcome. Please put your hands together for them as well. So you all are welcome again. And so as you can see, it's all about strategy, leadership, and entrepreneurship. And so you know that you know, they say that our economy at the moment is snow diving, and it's nose diving, and there's just so much happening. So today we are going to be learning from different, very seasoned personalities across different sectors about things like this, strategy, leadership, and entrepreneurship. And I'm so excited to see that a lot of young people are here, which means that we are going to learn and we're going to use them because there's something about learning and not implementing. So please, I'll advise you to listen today. Please listen. Don't hear. There are two different things. Please listen. When you're hearing, it's involuntary. It is just subconscious. When you're listening, it is cerebral. It is very deliberate. It is conscious. So please make a very conscious effort to listen and take notes because you'll be asked, or you should ask questions at the time when questions should be asked. So please do that. And so we'll be starting now. And I would like to invite someone up here to talk about leverage. For those of you that are just coming here for the first time, you probably just saw Leverage 6.0, and you probably don't know what it is really about. Maybe you just like the faces on the flyer, or you just like how fine the flyer look, and you decided to come. So someone is going to tell us a bit more in-depthly about what leverage is about. So, ladies and gentlemen, please join me as I welcome Mr. Abel with resounding rounds of applause. Please put your hands together for Mr. Abel.
Thank you so much, Choma. Please, can we appreciate her as well? Choma is an on-air personality with JFM, right? Peace FM. Please, can we celebrate her? She'll be our anchor through leverage for the number of days that will be here. All right, my task is very simple here. However, I would like to add 1 or 2 to it as well. I was surprised the number of persons that had agreed that they had been in one session or the other for leverage. I expected that we'd have much more numbers than that because leverage has been running for a while. So now, say the truth. The truth, nothing but the truth, but the absolute truth. Have you attended any leverage session before now? Any? Last year? Thank you. Okay, great. The protocol team members, the hall is 1, not 2. It's not front and back. So if we could have persons that are behind, just receipts so that we could have the seats in front filled up more, that would really be glad. And please, those who are just behind, kindly cooperate with persons who are requesting such favor from you. Would really appreciate that. All right, so before I go on, I'll just take 1-2 persons to share thoughts on the previous edition of Leverage that they've attended. That would go a long way to really help others who are just attending for the first time. You know, most times when you just hear the teams like us, which is just Leverage, your mind travels far and wide and you're wondering, what am I to expect here? What's it that will be talked about? Who are the persons that will be speaking and what will they be speaking about? How does this matter to me directly, and how can I channel it into every other area that I am currently running as an individual? All right, so the persons who will be sharing a word or two will just help us with that. That should not take more than, say, another 2-3 minutes thereabouts. All right, so I'll ask any of the protocol team guys to just get another mic and then help out. Mr. Yakuba, I would want to start with you. I know you're ready. You are born ready. All right, so you just share with us very briefly, just in few words and few points, what your experience was with the previous Leverage and how it has affected all that you're doing, both as an individual and possibly the business that you run.
Okay. Hi, everyone. So the last Leverage 5.0, I'll just say one thing that really was my takeaway. It really helped me and my startup was the aspect of strategy, having a strategy to run your business. And the lessons I picked from how to draw your board and how to follow it and your priorities, putting things right, and then follow them and be checking every once in a while or so. So I think having a good strategy was one of the best things that I picked. Yeah, thank you.
All right, amazing. Please, can we at least clap for him? That's a good one. Most times people just start businesses because they need money. And running a business, you'll agree with me, goes beyond just the need for money. That could be one of the drive, but of course, if you're going to set up and you intend to remain in the market, then definitely there are a lot of things that you need to also put in place and actively in place. All right, so that's a good one. All right, so I need someone else who would also share with me thoughts from the last Leverage and what you have done with such knowledge as well. Anybody who wants to be gracious with that information? Okay, so let's go over it again. How many of us are not attending Leverage for the first time? You know, that was how I identified him. Okay, so let's be very sincere now. How many of us have attended Leverage before? Some people are seated here that know that I know that this is not their this is not their first time. And I don't even know what they want me to think of their silence right now. But the time is coming when I would have to now ask you directly. Okay, Mr. Willie Kidi Damfulani, let's hear you share thoughts on the previous sessions that you've attended before now.
I think this will be my second time. For the first one, I think what I pick a lot. I can't list them, but I think I know, and I believe that it has given me a form in my business strategy and processes. Before then, it was just like an open field thing. There was no structure. I was not fixed on what I wanted or how to go about it. But after last session, I was given a form, like I became strategic about it. Thank you.
All right. Again, another word from someone who is taking up strategy as one of the take-homes from the previous Leverage session. All right. So this one now is, I won't force this on you. You really want to share something from previous session, lastly, before I say what I have to say here? Anyone? Raise the hand. Well, okay, all right. So currently, no one is. I'm supposed to just do a brief before I leave here on why leverage exists as an event that we have stayed true with over a couple of years now. And trust me, it's been interesting to have to walk around the planning and execution of a project like this one. You would agree with me that most times in life, especially for persons who are above 18, which I believe majority of us are, you get to a point in your life, especially at the entry into your early 20s, and one of your biggest concern is no longer if you're to get an A in your academics or graduate with the first class, or it's so serious that you're not really even bothered about the type of job that you're going to get, in as much as the economy keeps staring you in the eye. But one of the biggest questions that you begin to ask yourself at that stage of your life is what you really want to do with your life. That's a big question that so many persons, some take for granted, some actually take it up as something that is key and vital, but some others eventually fall victim of not altogether knowing exactly what way to go and what to do. So that would be the point that I'll kickstart with as regards what leverage is about. One of the first things that leverage provides for individuals is clarity. Most times you bump into meetings and all that you're interested in is to just hear people speak, say a whole lot of things that they have to say to you. And, well, most times we all do not have take-homes. But in meetings like this, especially for leverage, I can say for sure that one of the first take-home is you understanding the purpose of your existence. So if you're meant to be a business person, you begin to get understanding of that kind of part that you need to create for yourself. If you're meant to be a 9-to-5 person, you begin to get clarity on exactly what you're supposed to do. Leverage gets so practical that it becomes tangible. You could relate with the things that are shared from the seasoned speakers that we always have on board. Another thing that you would experience once you come around for leverage is that it challenges you. Right? You see a lot of people, for instance, like we already have in the auditorium right now, while you're interacting one with another, I'm sure that you got to meet one person you didn't know before now, or peradventure you had known before now. But it's amazing how you see what people are doing, the progress they are making, the projections that they have, and all of the things that is required for them to be able to create a path for themselves in the seasons that we have right now. Of course, this is not to create some sort of competition, as it were, or to put some sort of pressure on you to begin to want to do or just do some more, or peradventure think of yourself as someone that is not doing so much in the areas that you found yourself in. But immediately after you've gotten clarity about what you want to do, the next most important thing that you should also be concerned about is the network of persons that you're connecting with. That's so important, and that's one of the things that leverage provides you an opportunity to do. So you meet one person, you meet two persons, you meet a circle of persons, and you get to realize that, okay, come to think of it, I'm not the only person who has passion in this area. I'm also not the only person who is intending to do this or do this other one. However, once you get that kind of specification, you begin to leverage on relationships. Relationship in the sense that you know exactly the thing that you now need to do and the people to now begin to connect with. Trust me, if you do not have this as a plan, I'd like to beckon on you to begin to make room for that right now. I understand that we have different personalities. For some of us, it's just I saw the flyer somewhere, I registered, and I'm here. So can you guys just talk to me and let me get out of here? I'd like to encourage you to create room in your heart to be able to network. So whenever you're asked to relate with someone or create a contact with another person, please freely do so. I mean, generously do so. one of the things that will help you do is first to realize that, like I said earlier on, you're not just the only one who has big dreams, big visions. That's one. Two, you really do not know the person that you're speaking to. So interesting, but true. You really do not know the person that you're networking with. You do not know the next link to the big project that you're planning for. You do not know the next project that would actually give you the kind of platforms that you have been looking out for. And you do not know the persons who might even be in the same field that you are intending to go into. Lastly, it's very possible that you do not know how that partnerships can help shoot whatever you're doing right now to the place where you're intending it to be. And once you are able to clarify that aspect and also get the good networking, it gives you a platform that you will be able to rely upon and also begin to build upon. My desire is that by the next leverage, testimonies from persons who have attended this one would be such that they did not just get clarity on what they were intending to do. Again, they were able to build some sort of communication and network with other persons whom they are now in a very close relationship with. I mean, in terms of what they do. I know you didn't ask me, but I had to be clear enough. A lot of things can happen in meetings like this. So be careful to go straight to the point when you are greeting someone. All right? But then once you are able to build that kind of relationship, it can linger beyond 1 year. By the time we're gathering again in the year 2023, definitely we will for this same purpose. Those are the kind of things that we want to hear about. Another thing that Leverage focuses on is business. A lot of young people I have come to discover are so much interested in being very independent. Well, of course, you would not blame that on anyone. In an age where you hear daily that school is scam, where you also hear that adulthood, a whole adulthood is also scam. And a lot of things are not falling in place for persons as we need to do so. So while we're very young, I mean, for persons who are my age group, I can compare myself with my fathers, like my reverend here. While they were growing up, school was so promising, and it delivered on its promises. But for some of us, we're told while we're young that it's supposed to be a progression, a build-up. You finish the primary, you go to secondary, and then tertiary, and work is supposed to be waiting for you. But apparently, certain persons don't want to leave the work that is meant to be waiting for us, and now we have to create alternatives for ourselves. Haven't gone through 6-7 years of education, depending on the type of university that you attend. But we've come to a point where we know right now that so many persons within the age of 20 down to 30 to 40 are eagerly looking for alternatives to surviving, in quotes. However, what we do on this platform is also to be able to provide as much information as possible for you. Our speakers are also seasoned in these areas, such that when you hear these words, you would be able to channel what your passion is already saying to you, to putting it into structure, just like we heard from the two persons who decided to share their testimony about previous sessions. It gives you clarity on how that you could now begin to channel your strength in the area where your passion is. So you want to go into logistics, you want to go into the media world, you want to enter into any area that you are passionate about. Bumping into it is not the way to go. I would say that for sure. I'm very definite about that. So this is not just a meeting where you come to and then you get a lot of motivation based on the things that you're going to hear. But no, it's going to be step by step. You literally would be able to tell how to be able to channel what you know you want to do and the steps that you could follow through it to become successful in those areas. Of course, when you're talking business, you also would have to touch a bit into entrepreneurship. You know, when you get to that area, you know that, again, just as we are young persons, we're very passionate about a lot of things. You want to start a new idea. You have a startup that is very passionate in your heart. You have been working on it for a long while. You're trusting that you will get information that is valid enough for you to also be able to build upon and also move on, But somehow, somewhere, you're just lost in the web and you really do not know how to channel all of those passion and direct them effectively. This is one of the things that you would be having clarity on in a meeting like this one. So I'd like you to just be as attentive as possible. I know this might sound unnecessary, but it's good to resound it to our hearing. One of the things you should do is to write as much as you can. Another thing that you should do is to pay attention as much as you can. And thirdly, most importantly that I would say, is to be intentional about how that you want to direct all of the things that you will learn into action as we move on in this conference, both for day 1, day 2, and day 3. Before I leave here, I'll just do the honors of also giving us a breakdown of how this conference will be going. For today, which is day 1, we will be having 2 sessions. It's important that you know that we also have been considerate and also aware that transportation can be an issue in the city of Jos. So it's good that you're aware that we have made provision for transport modalities to take people back to different locations in the city of Jos, especially those which we know it will be difficult for you to connect with from this axis. All right, so if you're going towards Ring Road, Tina, Angwaru, Kuba axis, there will be a bus available for that. If you're going towards Gadabu, towards Peringada, you stay around there, Staff, that axis, another bus will be available for you. If you're going towards Bukuru Rayfield axis this way, a bus also will be available. This is to let you know that we would appreciate that you stay true till the end. We'll be having 2 sessions, and our speakers are very much ready to deliver premium value to us. 2 of our speakers arriving to the city of Jos this afternoon. Normally, you are supposed to... I would need my audience to be very informed. You need to know these things. Once some statements are coming in, you know where to clap and then just... Yeah. So one of our speakers, Dr. Shola John, arrived this afternoon all the way from Zaria. You guys, you're learning fast. Yeah. And then our second speaker as well arrived into Jos all the way from Lagos this afternoon. He should be with us, say in another 15 to 30 minutes thereabouts. All right. But I'm saying all of this to just let you know that we're so much ready. All right. So once the first session is done, do not think that we're done for the day. We're not. We're here to learn as much as we can. These are persons of great value who nations have drawn from, and it's our time to do same. If you're around for Leverage last year, you'll agree with me that Dr. Shola was just super amazing. Super amazing. He's an expert in a whole lot of fields. Foremost amongst them is in emotional intelligence, and he also is a life coach and a career coach. We'll still get to listen to his profile. I'm just saying this from my own heart, So you're very much welcome to be with us this evening, sir. Thank you so much. All right. So once it's time, we'll take care of all of that and we'll see how we can harmonize all of the plans that we have. Lastly, just a comment about the things that we should also expect during this session in Leverage is a bit of how that you'll be able to channel some of your innate abilities, especially as it regards to leadership as well, right? Self-leadership and how to also lead your organization. All of these areas are paramount, and we are so certain that you're going to have an amazing time. I would be calling up Choma right now to take it off from here, and then would have other items roll out as is important.
I think that was very succinct and very elaborate at the same time. I think he deserves a bigger round of applause. So please put your hands together for him. Yes, and still in the spirit of putting hands together, please put your hands together again to welcome Dr. Shola. All right, thank you very much for that. So those of you just coming, you are welcome, and for all of you that have been here, I hope you're getting ready, because while Mr. Abel was talking, I just decided to check again what it means, what leverage means actually, and I just discovered that it's synonymous to power and effectiveness. So if you're like me, you're already getting your pens out, your notepads, your everything, as well your brain, because sometimes, as I said earlier, you can just be hearing and not listening. So I think there's just so much that is going to be dished out today. So get yourself ready. You can see the people here, even their faces alone tells you that they're not here to joke. So get yourselves ready. And so now we would be starting with the talk. And this is not just a talk, this is a talk that is going to make a lot of sense, so get yourselves ready. But I would like you to remember, just like Mr. Abel mentioned, don't be checking the time and be like, geez, it's 5:27 now. Yes, it's actually 5:27, but don't start feeling like going. You have that, okay, there's transport system, they've got you covered. So just calm down and get the best you can from here today. And then when you get home, you'll be happy with yourself. And I would also like you to remember that there are partners for this particular event. Please, can I get the flyer for the partners here if it's ready? So this event is not put together alone by the people that put it together. There are other partners to this, and I would like you to know that. So we are going to, okay, it's not ready yet, but I would like you to know that. So it's here, and it's one of the partners is, give me a second, my phone is trying to act up. Okay? M2 Click, and that's one of the partners. So they are into digital innovation and expert, all of that, and they are found at their location, physical location is at Yingi Rayfield, Jos, Plateau State, Nigeria here, and they're into brand development, product branding, client management, and so many of that. So these are partners for Leverage 6.0. So without further ado, I think we'll just go right into it. So ladies and gentlemen, with resounding sounds of applause, please make welcome Dr. Shola John. Okay? So I would like you all to meet him. So let us hear a little about him. Let's introduce him.
Dr. Sola John is a versatile coach and mentor who has helped diverse groups of professionals and entrepreneurs to achieve transformational results along the spectrums of career and personal development over the past 15 years. His uncanny ability to bring the best out of people has earned him a place as a consultant and expert guide to businesses of various sizes, faith-based organizations, schools, non-profits, and leadership teams in the development sector. Some of his recent engagements include a training and coaching project for returnees to Nigeria sponsored by the German government through the German Agency for International Cooperation, GIZ. Dr. Sola John has built an excellent track record of providing comprehensive solutions in the areas of leadership crisis, change management, and emotional intelligence. His knack for producing exceptional results has endeared him to clients across Nigeria and other African countries. He is also a leadership and organizational skills development trainer, conference speaker, and workshop facilitator with significant experience in conflict management and public service delivery. His commitment to continuous improvement and lifelong learning is evident in his portfolio of relevant professional certifications across various fields ranging from emotional intelligence to career coaching and neuro-linguistic programming, NLP. Sola John holds a PhD from the Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria. He is the chaplain of the Chapel of Abundant Life, College of Aviation, Zaria. Dr. Sola John is a versatile coach and mentor who has helped diverse groups of professionals and
thank you for having me. I want to start by appreciating my friend and brother, Dr. Kola Ojo, and his wife for the wonderful work they are doing in the city of Jos. Please help me clap for them. I want to appreciate the pastors who have been working with him and the workers in this assembly. Please help me appreciate them. And for taking out time to be here this evening, I think we should appreciate you also. As I sat down there, when they came to pick me, I was telling Caesar that his name reminds me of something that happened recently. So he was eager to hear what happened. And I said to him that in my family we have a tradition. Before we go to bed, we recite memory verses, each of us in the family, almost every night, unless the night we choose not to. And our last born, who is just about 9 years old, recited one memory verse one night. Ask me, what is the memory verse? Give unto Caesar. What is Caesar? You know, I have a funny way of trying to know why they have to give that memory verse. So I will usually say, like the firstborn, when he wanted to start keeping afro, he just quoted one verse from Leviticus that the priest should not shave his hair. But this night, somehow, my mind wasn't there. I just felt he was looking for a way out, so he looked for a very short verse. My wife said, no, there's something this boy is trying to say. So my wife asked him, what belonged to Caesar that was not given to Caesar? Because the way I'm looking at you, you are trying to make a statement. Is there any gift we promise you that we have not given you? And the boy said, yes. They said, what is the gift? He said, when I had my birthday, usually when they want to have their birthday, we ask them what they want, at least in good time, so we could prepare for that. And then he said, we have not given him his last birthday's gift. So the best way to remind us is give unto Caesar what is Caesar. Now, I have not come to give unto Caesar what is Caesar this evening. I have come to give unto you what belongs to you. And I was telling PK that I was caught in between when I was preparing. I was caught in between coming here to preach and coming here to speak strictly about business. And each time I get to that point, I know there's something God wants to do that I must, allow him to do it. So once again, thank you for the opportunity for having me leverage. 5.0, I was here, and I came with my note. I didn't come with PowerPoint. So I told them that I was operating at 2.0. You're already at 5.0. This one now, I came with my PowerPoint, 6.0, 6.0. Let's meet at the same level. The thing is not opening. It don't open. Come on, talk to me. Has it opened? All right. So maybe we still do 3.0 now. Just step up a little. I feel like saying hallelujah. I think this is a church environment. I can say hallelujah. Amen. All right. So I'm speaking on discovering yourself and your purpose. And as I was already logged on as we were coming, I was hearing someone who said he came last year and what he benefited, introduction has been made about leverage. The truth is that every other thing we are going to say about your business, about your organization, about your leadership, hinges on you as an individual. And that's why I consider this topic very relevant, very important, and very foundational to the things we are going to be discussing in the next 3 days. And I want you to give it some attention. I'm really hoping and expecting that there will be course correction. The mindset is that people that goes to the moon, they just take off and they get to the moon, right? No, they course correct almost every minute. until they get there. And the same thing also in the journey of entrepreneurship, in leadership. You will have to course correct. And that is why I feel this topic is very important and very, very foundational. I have decided that I was going to say some things that are very relevant and very familiar to you, and then share some others. But I don't want you to take it for granted because they are familiar, especially the stories I'll be telling. There are things you relate with. When we say discovering yourself and your purpose, what exactly do we mean? Every time you hear the word research or discover, it means that there is something that is unknown or used to be known but no longer known. So you need to do some sort of searching, some sort of uncovering, some sort of unearthing, attempt to reveal something. And it will sound funny to say that you are living with yourself. You are at the age where you are right now and you still don't know yourself. It will sound funny. But I think I have come to a conclusion that we get to know ourselves on a daily basis. For instance, if I ask you now, if they give you 15 million naira, what will you do? Some of you don't know. The most genuine and the most honest person I've ever seen was a little boy. And they were playing. They said, if they give you 1 million naira, what will you do? He said, I will buy bicycle, I will buy ice cream. The other one said, I will buy a house for my father. They asked the third one. He said, I will just die. And sincerely speaking, I love the third guy's answer. Because the truth is that he will just die. Because he has never thought about it. He has never... Look, the fact that you think you know yourself is because the conditions you have been subjected to are the ones you have known. There are certain conditions that will happen and then you will not be able to say exactly what you will do. So self-discovery is an ongoing process. The older you get, sometimes the more you discover who you are. Sounds funny, but that's the truth. So when we are talking about discovering yourself, we are saying finding out about yourself. And it sounds funny, like I said, that there are many people that lack the knowledge of self-awareness. They don't really know themselves as they should. But I'm going to try to contextualize it because of what we are dealing with. How about discovering your purpose? It's usually not an issue because we think, by the virtue of environment where we grow up, we think that I can be anything I want to be. As a matter of fact, there was a guy that sang a song. I don't know if any of you knows it. I know I can be what I want to be. If I work hard at it, I be what I want to be. Who sang it? Nas, right? Yeah. He sang the song. You say, no, pastor, they call this my... Yes, I'm a pastor. Look at me again. But you see, it's not a question of being what you want to be. How many of you have iPhone here? I just use iPhone because I know what we think about iPhone. If you send iPhone to your mother in the village, and your mother is a businesswoman, and all she knows to do with the iPhone is to receive call and use the calculator. In fact, she doesn't even receive call. She prefers to use it as calculator for her business. Will you be satisfied when you get home and discover that the iPhone you use plenty money to buy, mommy is using it as calculator? My brother with glasses. Will you be happy? Was iPhone actually made as calculator? Talk to me. Even though it has that facility. And sometimes that is what we do with our lives. We play less than we have been made to play. Because we don't know. Until someone comes into your life sometimes and decides to pull you out. And I have seen a good number of people like that. In fact, till yesterday, I was with a retiree. A man that has spent 35 years with government. A man that has spent 35 years with government and retired. Federal government, 35 years, retired. I met him in he was reminding me yesterday, because I took him to studio. I met him in I think it was 2014. He could remember the advice I gave him in 2016. And I started doing something with him, and I said, you are an encyclopedia of the knowledge of your field. You have only retired. This knowledge must not go into retirement. So I decided to talk with a studio manager to package his knowledge as a digital product, because the field where he's operating, there are few of them with the amount of knowledge that he has. And he kept asking me, why are you so interested in this? You know, perhaps he thought that I was going to make money out of him. And I said to him, it's one of my gifts to help people become the best version of themselves. And I said for many years, it became a problem for me, because when I'm on people's case, they want to know, what is your problem with me? So I had to start applying wisdom. But there are people that I see, by fire, by force, they must become. Because they have become my responsibility by the virtue that God has given them to me as an assignment. And he happened to be one of them. And I said to him, do you know, in the course of pushing you to do this, one of the night, God showed me a vision. And one of the things God showed me is that on your case, I'm still scoring F9. And that was why I renewed my efforts to ensure that you become that. Because you see, people can be going about with a bunch of talents, bunch of gifts, bunch of resources, but they are not aware of it. And that is why this evening we are going to talk about how you must, of a necessity, discover yourself. And then discover your purpose. So it's not just a question of becoming what you want to be. Wow. Help me put your hands together for the media. Thank you very much. I appreciate. I was already willing to do 5.0 or 3.0, right? All right. So when we talk about self-discovery, basically, what does it mean? I mentioned iPhone. When you wanted to know the use of iPhone or the capacity of your iPhone and the features there, what did you consult? YouTube. Possibly the manual. You didn't ask the iPhone, what are you made for? Why didn't you ask the iPhone? And that's the mistake a lot of us we make. You want to discover yourself, you are asking yourself. Now, your answer does not reside with you. Say with me, my answer does not reside with me. The reason is because you just came to be. You didn't plan it. How many of you chose your father and mother here? Just let me see your hand. You chose your father and mother. As a matter of fact, before you knew you were a human being, and you started liking people that have hair on their head and don't like people that don't have hair on their head, you are already in nursery and primary school. So you are not a product of your own making. So you don't have an answer to who you are and what you are meant to serve. Unfortunately. So the question we have always been asking, anyway, maybe I didn't talk about purpose. Purpose is the essence. It is the reason for making a thing. It is the reason why God created you. A lot of us find it hard to believe that God actually thought about us before we were created. Why? Because, maybe like my last born, they wanted to stop with your, I'm even a last born myself, they wanted to stop with your sibling. And then for some reasons, your father and mother played, and you came. And even as a matter of fact, they used to tell you that the reason why they gave your elder brother Ebenezer was because they thought hitherto the Lord has helped us. But you came, so they had to give you comfort. Because they weren't expecting you. But I'm glad to tell you that your parents were not the one that decided to have you. They weren't. In fact, that's why they thought it was a mistake. Whereas someone sat down and looked at a generation where you are going to come, there will be a major issue, major challenge, major crisis, pandemic, epidemic, ignorance, lack, whatever, and decided, I have only one answer. And the only answer is to bring comfort. But here is comfort. Comfort has graduated. He's submitting CV on the street. Why? Comfort doesn't know the package she is. And comfort can't know by asking comfort. The question we have always been asking is, who am I? It's a wrong question. The question we should be asking is, whose am I? Because if iPhone cannot tell us that as iPhone 13, this is who I am, you have to consult the manual from the company that fabricated it. Then you don't have the capacity to tell us who you are. The person who created you has the manual of your life. And that's why I said I was battling between whether to come and preach or to just come and speak to you. Because there's no how we can talk about discovering yourself without talking about the person who created you. He has the package in his hand. A classic example is Jesus when he came. He said, I come in the volume of the books that has been written concerning me. A lot of you think it's just about the prophecy. No. The prophecies don't form volumes of books. The manual of his life formed the volumes of books. We can't be asking, who am I? And I intend to share my story with you towards the end. Because sometimes you think you are in the struggle alone. You are not. Some of us, we have an idea, but we don't even like what God has made us to be. Because to us, it doesn't fit into our picture. But it's too late. If you are going to fulfill purpose, then you must understand that you don't belong to yourself. Does it make some sense? Origin is key. Each time you are talking about anything, origin is key. You know, John was speaking in 1 John chapter 4, verse 4. He said, you are of God, little children. Will you be able to still give me scripture reference? I have a couple of them that I need to talk about, just to help buttress my point. Media, will you still be able to give me scripture reference? 1 John 4:4. Origin determines a lot of things. If you know you are a prince, you behave differently. You behave differently. In fact, they begin to sound it to you that prince don't behave this way. Why? Origin. If your father is the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, you can only drive power bike once and have accident, and they take you to Germany. You will never drive power bike again on the street of Abuja. Because president's son don't drive power bike on the street of Abuja. In fact, they will give you chieftaincy title to show that you are supposed to be responsible. So 1 John 4:4 say, you are of God, little children. Let me read it, because there's something I want to show you. For you to know that origin is very key when we talk about discovering yourself and discovering your purpose. Please, those who are timing me should let me know my time. 1 John 4:4. He says, you are of God, little children, and have overcome, because he who is in you is greater than he who is in the world. Now, he didn't say you overcame, because you have six-pack. You overcame because of your origin. That's all. You have got little children and have overcome the world. Why? He that is in you, where you are coming from. So when we are talking about discovering yourself, it is important, like I said, to discover who you belong to. Because it's going to settle a lot of things. I see some of you, along the line in life, you either fall sick. And then I hear people say, I was sick to the point of death. And in fact, my parents were already crying. But I have a good news for you. The person you belong to, when he was writing the script of your life, that particular chapter was there. That verse was there. But it didn't end there. So because you didn't die in the original script, you can't die now. The original script got to the end. And the end, you are 100 and something. Now you are 20 something. You say, I fall sick, I almost die. You can't die. If you get there, angel will beat you and say you are too young. Go back. Origin is key. Each time you are confused about your identity, the only place you can find it is in your origin. There are no two places. No prophet can tell you. No divination can tell you. It's the original manufacturer that can reveal it to you. Now, I want to show you something. Thank you. Let's get back to. There's a scripture in 1 Timothy chapter 5 verse 6. Let's appreciate Coach Tadi. You're welcome, sir. There's a scripture in 1 Timothy chapter 5 verse 6. That scripture says, she that lives in pleasure is dead, while yet alive. Why do you pronounce someone dead that is still alive? See the key. But she that lives in pleasure is disconnected from the origin. Is disconnected from the purpose for which she was created. What is the constant result? Death. Even though she's in pleasure. And I'm saying this deliberately because there's a place I'm going. A lot of us, because you are making money, you are doing something that you are excited at and you are making money, you think that is the end of life. No, purpose is more than money. You didn't hear me well. I said purpose is more than what? Money. Even though iPhone will do the job of calculator, it doesn't matter the amount of money iPhone is calculating. That is not what it's meant for. It's delivering below the value. And a lot of us are delivering below the value God has made us for. Why? We don't even know why we are made. How many of us still remember nursery rhyme? I didn't go to nursery where they used to sing English rhyme. My own, it was Yoruba. So my wife used to... He used to mock me. She and the children, you know. I don't know how to sing rhymes. But I know one, Solomon Gandhi. Can we sing it together? Come on. Go with me. Solomon Gandhi. Born on Monday, yeah? Yes. 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 A lot of us are Solomon Gandhi. There's nothing more to our lives. We are like escorters. People are coming to the world, we came with them. In Yoruba, you say, Atide, we don't come. That's how some of us are. Why? We don't know our purpose. Why? Nobody told us. Why? It's too hard. Why? We don't care. Why? I don't know. Everybody around me just get job and I got job. I earn salary and I marry and I have children. That's all. Help me tell your neighbor, your life is more than that. You are meant to be a solution. Her origin. There is no connection to her root. She has no idea. There was a time, you know, I told you about origin. There was a time, I had this prayer time, like 1 hour every day. And each time I enter into my prayer place, business ideas will just be coming. Business idea for 1 week. And I was a pastor. I'm a pastor. But then I was also a pastor. And I'm like, Father, what are you saying? Are we going to join the Dangote train or something? Just leave this pulpit and enjoy. But you see, I kept praying. I said, my Father, if we leave pulpit now because we are seeing business ideas, how far are we going to go?